Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and I'm still not my perfect voice yet. Today is our Techniques Tuesday, and I just wanted to show you this pile. This is all different kinds of paper doilies, and this is not all I have. I have a lot more. And how many of you have piles of doilies that you saw somebody put a doily in their journal, and so you went out and bought some, and you found some at a thrift shop, and you've only used one or two of them, and they just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate until you have a pile like this that isn't even the whole pile. So I thought today I would show you and remind us to use these doilies because we have them, and I like to use them different ways. So I'm just going to take one that's sort of a medium size here. Here we go. A lot of times you see people, they'll take a doily like this and they'll fold it in half. And in a journal, they'll wrap it around a page. And that's pretty. Or they'll have it on, the inside of a page. And I've done this too. I've done all of these things. So I'm just going to fold it the other way. So you might have it in the center of a journal. If you can open up the page. And so it would sit right in the center and be stitched in with your signatures. But I find, like for myself, I've only done it a few times. And that's because I find doilies are so fragile. It's very easy for them to rip. So I always worry that people don't handle the books the same way we think that they're going to handle them. A lot of times people get a journal, they think of it as just being like another journal that you buy at the store, and they don't realize that coffee paper is a little more fragile, and doilies are fragile, and you can't pull on the signatures too much because you can rip them. So people don't handle them the same way. So I'm always concerned about putting doilies, and so that's one of the deterrents of using them, is that I don't want to see it get ripped, and then people get disappointed, when they have the journal and there's this ripped doily paper in there. So what I started doing, a while back, and here I'm just going to get some of this out of the way and just keep a few little ones on the desk because I don't think I need a whole bunch of big ones right now. Yeah, I even have Christmas ones and pink ones and. Just getting that off the desk. So what I started doing a while back was gluing them onto another paper. So I find that if you glue them onto another paper, they're definitely have strength, and you can do a lot more things with them. Just trimming off these little nubs that are sticking up on here. So you can glue one right onto a page. Just like that. And you can use it to frame a picture. Just going around here with just my glue stick. That's what I like about these glue sticks, is you can use them and they dry clear. You don't see any of this afterwards. And so you can use it just like that in your journal. Let's see, I have a spot here that I missed. And I've got threads coming out of my glue. I got a mess today. So you can use it just like that, and it's kind of like a way to frame something you might want to say in the center here. Maybe you've got a stamp that you want to stamp on here, or you could put a flower, or some type of, I've got some stuff here. You could put a, nice collaged flower in the center. Lots of things you can do. in using it as sort of a frame to frame something. You could put a picture, like I was saying. Just to give you another idea here. That would be very pretty in the center there. And it still gives you room to write and journal around here, and it gives you this focal point on the page. So you can use a doily that way. Another thing you can do with a doily is glue it to a separate piece of paper. And these things are so, you don't realize how many there are until you start gluing, and then they come apart and you have more than one in your pile. I still don't have much of a voice, and I don't talk during the day to myself, I mean to the dog, but that's about it, or the cats. So it's only now when I'm listening to myself I can tell that my voice is not perfect. So I have some music paper here, and you can glue the doily right to a piece of music paper. Did I come out far enough? No. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to sort of cut it out. I'm not going to follow the exact pattern by any means. I'm just going to take my scissors and just kind of cut around it. Just kind of willy-nilly. The last little bit here. Here we go. So it's just I kind of followed the pattern of the doily, and this just gives it added strength so that you don't have to worry about it falling apart. It's glued right down to the piece of paper. And I like to also, I like to make them into pockets. So I'm going to fold this music sheet down like this. And just taking my scissors, just fixing that up a little bit. And then somewhere here I have ink. There we go. You can paint these as well. I'm just going to ink up this little. And so if I was to glue it onto a piece of paper, it can become a pocket. So I would glue the 3 round sides. This can lift up so you can write in here and fold back down again. You can add something on here to make sort of a weight, like a cluster or some ribbon or something, or even tie it down. You could have a little tie thing here, but it becomes a place to use as a pocket and tuck something into it. So that's another way to use a doily. And then a third way for me would be to again glue it to a piece of paper or brown paper or whatever you've got. In this case, I don't have anything handy, so I'm just going to use my music sheet. Okay, that's done. So it goes pretty fast, at least, if I'm going to glue these doilies down and show you. And so then cutting it out again. All right, moment of silence while I cut, because I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, right? At least not these days. Okay, I'm just going to reinforce that a little bit more with my glue cap. And I'm going to ink around the edges here in this case. And I'm going to fold this in half this time. So in this case, I can use this by gluing it down to just the edge on both sides. Just a tiny little bit, or I could staple it, or I could hot glue it. Anything that will just hold it in place on both sides so that I can use it as a tuck spot. So again, this is just a great way to give it a little bit of strength and still use the doily to use as a tuck spot. So I could again have some fancy flowers on there. You know, just to dress it up a little bit. Different one here somewhere. This pretty little pink rose. That would look pretty on there too. So it's just a way to fancy it up a little bit and use it as a tuck spot by, like I said, gluing or stapling it in place onto the page. So then another thing that you could do, and I'm just going to use this one as an example, is you could take a piece of paper, and I'm just going to just very loosely cut around this 2 sheets to make a little notebook. But I'm just going to cut it. So it's about a 1/4 inch bigger. So I'm just going to tear around here. You could also use your tear scissors if you have them. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you could use any kind of paper. I just happen to have this ivory paper handy. So just tearing the pages. So this just gives me a really rough edge. And I'm just going to take my ink and go around the edges a little bit. And because there was 2 sheets, do that one too. And then I can line them up inside here. That's pretty good, actually. Should have measured first, but I think it's pretty good. And fold it in half, and again, either staple it here in the corner or stitch it and make yourself a little notebook. So I do have one, a larger one, that I've done that too. And so this is now stitched on the sewing machine, but you can also staple it, which I'll do with this one. Actually, I can even staple it opened up, right? Give yourself a level surface, Kim. I'm just going to put one. I don't think I need more than one in here. And then I can cover the staple with a piece of lace or ribbon. I can't get into the center to do this, so to do it from the outside. And so this could also be just attached. What a mess I make here. No time at all. This can also be attached to your page by just taking a paper clip and clipping it on and further decorating on the outside of it so that you don't see that staple. And just clipping it onto your page. And then you have the option of still tucking something behind it. Here, like a nice big tag. So you could still tuck a tag behind it and still be able to take it off and use it as a notebook because you've got the 4 pages inside. So I would further enhance this so you don't see the staple. I just use the staple as an alternative. Personally, I like stitching them better than stapling, but it is an option. So that's just my little video for today. I mean, this can be decorated further. Oh, I like that. That is so pretty. And I can actually hole punch this too. My hole puncher is handy. Yes, it is. And I have some ribbon on the table from yesterday. So I can hole punch this on both sides. And then just taking some ribbon. That should be enough. And I can tie this into a bow and have this tucked in my journal as well. So with a little bit of extra goodies, I can fancy this up even more. And add a label, butterfly, bird, you know the drill. So then it's ready to be used as a notebook in a journal. So that's just my little video for today. Like I said, I'm not feeling up to 100%, so I'm just doing small little videos to get caught up. These are all little things that I wanted to do and show you. So I hope you got something from this and that you can find a way to use up some of your doilies. There are lots of other ways to use doilies, and it's just that today I'm just going with a few things just to give you something different on your journals. So if you have doilies on hand, make a few of them, put a few pockets into your journal. We're still working on that techniques journal, so there's lots of things you can still add into them, and lots of different methods that you can decorate them as well. So tomorrow will be my next video, and I'm going to be focusing on the Happy Mail movement tomorrow because I want to do a separate video for it. You know, I just did it at the tail end of my Techniques Tuesday last week. Excuse me. And so I want to do a separate video for it. We now have myself and 5 other YouTubers who want to participate in this Happy Mail movement. So that gives you 6 opportunities to get Happy Mail from 6 different YouTubers, you know, from Canada and United States. And hopefully we can gather a few more yet and have it go international, which would be fun. So I will focus on that tomorrow and review everything that we've started and how we're moving forward with it. And I'm going to check the mailbox tomorrow before I even do the video. So just in case I have some Happy Mail already waiting for me. So I hope you enjoyed this today. It's small and simple, but right now that's about the best I can do. I will wow you with more, a little bit more later on. Oh, look, I have this beautiful pink brooch here. Wouldn't that be pretty on there? So I will find other things to show you in the future that are a little bit more intense. But once in a while, we need to have a little one just to regroup and catch up. So I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.